his legacy on a pricey product in an unproven market. A at Demo Hall inside Apple headquarters. After he unveiled the Vision Pro mixed reality headset in June, CEO Tim Cook smiled for the pictures as he stood near the company's newest product, taking one of 2023's biggest risks. Apple kept the Vision Pro mostly out of onlookers' hands that day. Only in a few private briefings did reporters get a chance to try it out, highlighting the fact that the Vision Pro is still very much a work in progress. Even now, it's reportedly undergoing design changes to make it lighter and more comfortable ahead of its official launch next year. The Vision Pro will be Apple's riskiest product launch in years, which is why Tim Cook is one of CNN's business risk takers for 2023. Cook has long talked up the potential for augmented reality to help people communicate and collaborate. Now he will have to prove a device that blends both virtual reality and augmented reality, a technology that overlays virtual images on live video of the real world. This is indeed the future of computing, and it won't be an easy sell. At $3,499, the $3,499 clunky computer that you wear on your face. It's also Cook's first new major hardware product in 7 years, and only the third in his tenure as CEO since Apple co-founder Steve Jobs died. I don't know how I feel about it. It does look like a ski mask. People, I don't know. This isn't as exciting as like the original iPhone or iPod even. Most of the time when Apple releases something large like this, it's really exciting and really cool, but I don't know how I feel about this one yet. The headset will come at a time when the extended reality market, a category that includes augmented, virtual, and mixed reality, has plateaued with little mainstream consumer adoption. The Vision Pro will also have limited apps and the experience out of the gate, and will be tethered to a battery pack the size of an iPhone. Jeremy was at Bailenson, founding director of Stanford University Virtual Human Interactions Lab, that companies like Apple are betting customers will eventually use virtual headsets for just about everything. Let's use the medium, but when it earns its keep, he said, betting on VR to be the new smartphone is risky. Despite running a company worth $3 trillion with hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars of cash on hand, a lot is at stake for Cook. Tech companies don't typically last for long atop the industry, as exciting and new technology takes the world by storm and ultimately dethrones the leader. See HP, IBM, Cisco, and what Apple did to Microsoft. Microsoft is still kind of on top, but I don't know. iPhone sales aren't surging anymore. Eventually, Cook & Co. will need something to replace it, but skeptics aren't sure its Vision Pro is it. The device is entering an uncertain market while facing design companies and high costs. At the same time, the potential is massive. Almost every new Apple product promises to use screens of varying sizes to change how we live. The Vision Pro has the potential to do all of that in an even more striking way. And it could bring new interest to the market in ways similar to what the iPod did for music players or the iPhone for smartphones. It could also end up being the product that defines Cook's legacy. Risk is in Apple's DNA. If Tim Cook retired today, he would go down as one of the decade's most successful CEOs. Under his leadership, Apple market cap has grown 700%. Its iPhone business remains strong, and he has built a robust services business with music, TV, and gaming products to bring revenue united to hardware sales. He also introduced the wildly successful Apple Watch and AirPods. Cook is best known for his operations enterprise rather than being a product visionary. But in the 12 years leading Apple since co-founder Steve Jobs' death, he has certainly taken product risks. There have been major missteps under his tenure too, such as the disastrous introduction of Apple Maps, Batterygate allegations of poor labor conditions at its suppliers, factories, and criticism for giving too much deference to the government of China, one of its most important and fastest growing markets. But now Cook wants to add his legacy to one thing he hasn't done yet. But now Cook wants to add to his legacy the one thing he hasn't done yet that Jobs did routinely: launch a truly breakthrough hardware product. Take a look at this video, see what he has to say.
That is Apple's CEO Tim Cook inaugurating the company's first retail store in Mumbai, India. It marks a milestone for the tech giant in the world's second largest smartphone market. On top of that, a second store is set to open in the capital, New Delhi, on Thursday.
For more, let's bring in CNN's Vidika Sood live in New Delhi. And this is part of a much bigger focus on the country for Apple, not just for retail, but also for manufacturing.
Oh, absolutely spot on there, Max. It is because they've been looking at India for a while now, ever since they had a supply chain snag with China due to the COVID lockdowns. They've been looking to India for a while now to expand manufacturing production.
I don't think this is about the VR headset. Whatever. We'll keep watching.
And exports of Apple products from here. And if the figures can speak for themselves, Max, 65% was the rise in manufacturing year on in India. And that's the latest figure we have for you. Now, this is really important from two aspects, the retail aspect and the retail ambitions that Apple has in India and making it more of a manufacturing hub. I'll very quickly let you know and let our viewers know that up until now, till the launch of this first store in India's financial hub, Mumbai, products to Indians were sold either through online ways or through third-party sellers. So now this is the first time people can actually go into a physical store of Apple, touch those products and make those decisions, which is a big, huge step for Apple and for fans.
All right. Tim Bargin, a longtime Apple analyst and president of consumer tech research firm Creative Strategies, acknowledged taking risks has always been a big part of the company's ethos. Jobs, for example, famously changed the way personal computing looked, with the first candy-colored iMacs in 1999, and later with the iPod and iPhone. Cook joined Apple in 1998 as the executive VP for worldwide sales and operations. That whole time, Cook was Steve's right-hand man of executing these visions. Bargin told CNN, "I think it's instilled into him the concept that you are going to break new grounds unless you are not going to break new grounds unless you innovate. In recent years, Apple has been embraced Apple has embraced a not first but best mantra, taking its time to develop new products before rushing them to market. At the company's 2017 Worldwide Developer Conference, the company laid the foundation for the Vision Pro by launching a framework it called ARKit that would let developers build augmented realities into apps. Demonstrated how people could do varying tasks, such as placing furniture in their home before making a purchase, and put a spotlight on its usage potential inside video games and education, such as allowing students to practice surgeries and sports in the years to come." Jesus, can you imagine practicing surgeries on a VR headset in your frickin' bathroom? That would be something. In many ways, the Vision Pro is better set up for success on day one than previous products such as the iPhone, iPod, or iPhone, which didn't have an iTunes store or App Store respectively on launch day. They're coming out the door with already hundreds of thousands of developers that can develop for the Vision Pro from the beginning, Bajarin said. But the technology and demand for it remain unproven. While Apple has been working behind closed doors on Vision Pro for years, other companies' headsets have seen only limited uptake, according to Eric Abruzzi, a director at ABI Research. For example, Meta Quest 2 is the most successful headset by a significant margin, about 20 million units shipped in its lifetime, he said. In comparison, the iPad line has averaged between 10 million and 15 million shipments each quarter. The Apple Watch does similar numbers. The Vision Pro is most comparable to the iPhone launch. Competition existed, and Apple knew the first generation was not going to be a smashing success. The roadmap for the device improving over time and becoming more accessible was the ultimate goal, Abruzzi said. The Vision Pro will not shift millions of units, but it has the potential to define the product category, mixed reality headsets, for the market. Apple Touch. Although Cook has praised the power of virtual augmented reality for years, we are high on AR on the long run, he said on a 2016 earnings call. He has also been critical of its execution. Cook previously called virtual reality really cool, but said last year it's better for periods of time and not a way to communicate well. Apple's approach with the Vision Pro aims instead to allow users to communicate and be productive while experiencing immersive worlds. Okay, so that's it right there. There's the headset. That's what they're talking about. The battery is about the size of an iPhone. So I imagine that would clip onto your back, and then you put the headset on from there. I don't see that being too popular. Those headsets, they might be something useful if you can get rid of the battery and just slap it on your head. And we have seen a little bit of this with VR headsets so far, but I don't know. It doesn't look to me like a signature Apple product. Something that's going to be used quite a bit. A common praise from people, including this reporter, who have tried the Vision Pro, it is easy to imagine using the Vision Pro for watching movies and TV. Apple will likely get buy-in from Hollywood filmmakers to create experiences just for the headset, stemming from the company's close relationships in the industry, including the former Apple board member and Disney CEO Bob Iger. Iger announced during the event that Disney Plus will be available on the headset at launch. Okay, so Disney is coming to, well, Disney Plus, I guess, whatever it is, coming to the headset at launch, which is just going to be a TV. I don't know. People don't really like to wear headsets to watch TV. At least in my world, I don't know. There's some places I have seen where VR headsets are, or augmented reality headsets are going to be a little more useful when people don't have as much space to place TVs and other entertainment systems, but it seems a little weird to me. But it was harder to imagine looking at photos, texting, or doing a search on Safari while wearing the headset. Bailenson, the co-founder of Stanford University Virtual Human Interaction Lab, believes virtual headsets are a powerful medium, but only for certain experiences and about for 30 minutes at a time. That's because the human perceptual system gets fatigued due to how different virtual displays are from the real world, he said. Through hundreds of studies, we have learned it's best to save VR experiences that in the real world will be dangerous, impossible, counterproductive, or expensive, Bailenson said. This includes, for example, training firefighters, rehabilitating stroke victims, or practicing difficult conversations in the workplace, not checking your email, watching movies, and general office work. It's also an issue of user comfortability and aesthetics, no matter how well designed a headset may be. Let's recall how Oculus founder Palmer Luckey was memified years ago after he wore the headset on the cover of Time magazine. Similarly, a picture of Meta CEO Zuckerberg walking next to a group of people wearing headsets during a tech event was ridiculed for being dystopian and creepy. As Philip Shoemaker, a former executive Apple store, put in a tweet following the Vision Pro's announcement, "Nobody looks good wearing a headset. We all look like big nerds." Some believed the pitch for Apple's headset felt mistimed too. Earlier in the pandemic, more people might have jumped at the chance to create these virtual experiences while we worked and socialized entirely from home. Now, with more employees back in the office, companies looking to cut costs amid broader economic uncertainty, the justification for the pricey device seems less clear. Woo, this is an article. Is this an EV video? This is an EV video. I won't go into it. But Aubrey's argues perhaps the timing might be right on schedule, calling the years of hiring, research development, and related acquisitions a boon for the company. Still, even with loyal following and impressive track record on hardware, it may be hard to convince developers, early adopters, and some enterprise customers to pay for the device. If Vision Pro does end up defining the mixed reality space, then that would be like the iPhone launch in some ways. Not an immediate win, but a multi-year strategy that changes phones forever. If it fails, short of expectation, it could be spun as an innovative idea the market wasn't ready for, he added. There may be a rough quarter or two with shareholders showing their disappointment, but the company has so many more successes in the portfolio that it will not last long. But Cook would still be without his defining product. I don't think I'm going to get it. Maybe at some point in time it might slip its way into my lap, but even generally Apple products, they're so closed down. Like, I would like it if I could like put third-party stuff on it, which would be really nice, come to a third-party operating system. But there is no VR third-party operating system that exists right now, and I highly doubt that Apple will let people do it. We are going to see some article talk about the first cracked version, I guess, of the VR headset at some point in time.